Alright guys, here I am. You guys knew I was gonna be here though. I'm not like that anyway. Tough. These losses, they're gonna happen. It's never easy to take. Not the way you want to start off the season, just pretty ugly effort. Frustrating to watch, but I had fun today. I did for the most part. I thought this was an entertaining, interesting week one of football. But to have to watch your favorite team and the first, well, not true, the second football game you've watched, and for that to happen, it sucks. But let me talk about the game a little bit. Positives for us. Um, I I think that the defense looked pretty good at some points. I mean, you have to realize we gave up a fair amount of points. You had two of them were special teams touchdowns. I think another one of them was set up by a special teams play. So you can't put that on the defense. I thought that, the defense. It I get our run defense was all right. Run defense did okay. They had their lapses. Lynch did gallop down the field a couple times, but we also stuffed him quite a few times. And it's not like Trent Edwards exploded or anything. He had the one nice touchdown to Royale. He managed the game pretty well, but he didn't go off. So I guess the defense did okay. We're gonna need better than that, but really that's the only positive I can think of right now because a lot of things wrong right now. Not happy. Offensive line completely overwhelmed. Defensive line had a little bit of a difficult time getting pressure. We should have been able to dominate them, at least on our defensive line, because they did not have Jason Peters. And we don't have Sean Locklear, but that's not quite as big. I mean, Jason Peters might be the Bills' best player. It depends on who you ask. I think I might like Marshawn Lynch a little better, but Peters is up there. So they were getting pressure on us all day up the middle. We could not run the ball. We had maybe two or three good runs all game. Just nothing there for anybody. Morris, Jones, Duckett. No matter who got the ball, it didn't matter. We couldn't pass protect. Matt was getting hit every other time he dropped back, getting sacked left and right. Just looked completely out of rhythm. Could not get anything going. And Burleson got hurt. And that's tough. Now you're looking at Courtney Taylor. You're looking at Jordan Cannon. One of these guys is going to have to step up and stop dropping the ball. Because it's gotten to the point where every time I see a fade route, a deep pass go to Taylor or Kent, I'm just assuming, oh, this is going to be dropped. No matter how cool it looks, no matter how much my heart might jump up thinking this is going to be a big play, I've already kind of resigned myself to, well, he's going to drop it because if he gets touched, because all that has to happen is if the defender touches him, if the ball is a couple inches off, it's not going to happen. So, it's kind of frustrating when it's gotten to that point. Um, Everybody was dropping passes today, though. I mean, part of it was the rain, part of it was just us, but there's nothing else to say. Frustrating game all around. And of course, our special teams were pretty bad. I mean, sometimes trick plays catch you by surprise. It's true. We probably should have seen the fake field goal coming. The guy ran out to the left side. Nobody even thought about him. And that doesn't happen a lot. But you got to think about those things. And, at least I can say that we'll probably never have that happen to us again. Because all it has to happen is once. Happens to you once, and you're just always thinking about it for the rest of your life. I know that. Sometimes I forget to do things in my life that are relatively important, and every time I have to do that thing again for the rest of my life, that's all I can think of. Did I remember this? Did I remember this? And I've never forgotten it again. So, it's week one. Not a way you want to start off the season, but week one is crazy. We saw it, some examples of it in this week one, in previous week ones. 2005 was a really good example too, but I'm going off on a tangent right now. So I'll just say, next two games, home against the Niners, home against the Rams, then our bye week. I don't care who we line up at receiver. I don't care. I really don't. We should be able to beat the Niners and Rams. It's just that simple. So, at home. So then we get our bye week. By then, Ingram, Branch should be back. Locklear should be back anytime. And I have no idea what to say about Burleson. He could be out, I don't know, 2 more minutes. Could be out for the next 2 years. The way he got hurt, it was brutal to watch. So, anyway, moving on. Moving on from that game. Rest of football today. Jets beat the Finns. Gotta like what you saw from Favre. He played a nice conservative game. Did have a couple of really stupid throws, especially the one touchdown where he got really lucky. That was classic Favre. Classic Favre. So maybe you can't hate it that much. And I thought the Finns looked better too. You can see how Pennington changes that team and suddenly makes them a lot better. Just by himself. Just by his ability to find the open guy. But he did throw the interception at the end. He had to force it. Sometimes it just happens. He did kind of blow the game for the Finns, but you can see how he makes that team better. Oh, and on that note, Calvin Pace, one of the big free agents that the Jets signed that a lot of people questioned, did pick up some sacks, and I think he had some pressure in the game too, so good for him. Falcons, Lions. Maybe I should start taking rookie quarterbacks in week 1 a little more often. You know, Matt Ryan, he didn't do much. He was effective when he did do stuff, and that's exactly what you want to do with a rookie quarterback. That's good by me. Michael Turner was obviously the story of today. He just completely exploded, 220 yards, and you get the one of those years feelings from Detroit. I had them in this game, you guys probably know that. And offensively, they were able to move the ball and get some good things done, but could you look more lost defensively? And it was a weird game because I was watching, Gamecast, watching the score go up, and I was like, these are the Falcons. These are not the Falcons that I thought I was going to see at all. So we'll see what happens to them. Week 1 is week 1. Week 1s are crazy. But still. Titans Jaguars. I think, I didn't watch this game. I didn't watch some of these games, obviously, but David Garrard did some blatantly stupid things. Matt Jones surprised me at a pretty good game, but that's neither really here nor there. The point is, David Garrard, the Jaguars could not run the ball, and he made some crucial mistakes, and that just goes to show you the weakness in this Jacksonville team and what they need to improve on. And it really makes you think, is this team Super Bowl worthy? But I think worse quarterbacks than David Garrard have won Super Bowls. As for Tennessee, I'm hearing rumors that Vince Young tried to take himself out of the game after an interception he threw in the fourth quarter, and then he got hurt. Now, I don't know what that means, but some coaches allow players to take themselves out of the game. I think Norv Turner was one of them. Some coaches don't. So we'll see what that means to Jeff Fisher. That's all I'm going to say about that right now, because this game was slow, not a ton happened. But to see Jacksonville lose like that, it is a little odd, because they have had offensive line issues this offseason, and they showed like a gigantic pimple in this game. I mean, 7 sacks, 2 turnovers. Yeah. My favorite game of the week was the Bucks and the Saints. If you didn't watch it, catch it on NFL Replay. I'm going to watch it as much as I can if they continue to show it, which I'm sure they will. You had big plays. The Reggie Bush touchdown that ended up winning it. The interception return for a touchdown. The 84-yard touchdown to Devery Henderson. You had long methodical drives. You had drama. You had leads exchanging back and forth. And then I picked the Saints, of course, so, they kept losing the lead and getting back, so I was going back and forth. And then finally at the end, it looked like the Bucks were going to sneak up on the Saints just like last year and rip out their hearts at the last second. And then they pick off Scott Fujita. And, Jeff Garcia is not a guy who blows games with interceptions like that very often. Maybe it wasn't his fault, but still. Great job by the Saints. That was a great game. I was really entertained by it. Catch it if you can.